And we're off.
Yo!
A ménage à trois, number 3.
Numero yin.
Treble, treble, as they say.
Treble.
Do you like how I did that?
Saying nothing.
Aye. Morton, I've never won nothing. So it's,
I was going to
I was obviously meaning Bowie.
Of course, that's what I was thinking.
We don't want to get in the shit on this one, you know.
Not at all, big man.
Right, hello. It is the 3rd instalment of Misery at Half Hour Hippies. I nearly forgot the name of it there. It's been
I must admit, a couple of people says to me, thought it's fucking Half Hour Hippies. It goes on for over an hour. And I was like, I know.
But that's what we do. We give value. You
Exactly.
know, it's like
Exactly.
they could go to another.
Actually, wee Terry had said that.
Aye. But they could. Well, not Terry. We love Terry, but if anyone else was moaning, they can go and get another a better podcast. Really.
And take their face for a shite.
Well, you know, get more value out of something else.
Exactly.
You know, they could have a shite and then watch a half-hour podcast. And then that's an hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Swiftly on. So, right, we're back again for like the number 3, the difficult. Is this the difficult third album?
But album in it.
This is the
difficult third.
I said something about the coked out fucking, you know, madness. This is when we're
this is like to be here now, innit? Who would have thunk it?
I know. It's been a journey.
Yeah. Sponsored by Greggs.
We're not.
If Greggs want to get in touch,
right,
by the way,
aye.
I fucking love Greggs, man. Love it.
Has the
Absolute angels at
You
work
have the
in
app?
that. I've got the app.
yeah, free
I've got
gravy.
the app.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm always shouting for Greggs. Get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Honestly, just sling me and a big man a yum or something and a wee latte, and we'll most gladly
One of
stick a
them-
wee Greggs thing in the corner.
One of the ice buns. That's quite nice with the one with the cherry on it. Looks like a tit.
Aye. Even better.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Alright, we've arsed 3 minutes on this again. So podcast 3, we've not really developed a format other than just throwing the floor open to questions, and that's what we've done again, and we've been given quite a few questions to ask. But we'll just do the usual thing and see what happens as well. So, how are you, Mr. Hipson?
I'm alright, man.
Yeah?
Aye, I'm alright.
You been alright?
Well, do you want to hear a funny story?
Go on.
I made a right cunt to myself, do you know what I mean, at the weekend, do you know what I mean, Saturday night, but that one where you need to own it, you know what I mean,
Well, you're obviously done it sober, so
well, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So what happened
that's
was,
quite a
right,
thing.
see after last week in the podcast where we were talking about like the thing that freaks me out when we were talking about hair, like nasal hair, right?
That's
and it does,
Aye,
there's
it's
something
awful.
about it. See people that
It's
don't
not
clean their
acceptable.
nasal hair, they're just a dirty, clatty bastard.
It's not
and that's the
acceptable.
end of it. How you can't see that when you're looking at, anyway, how you can't see that, you're looking in the mirror, and now I'm focusing on everybody I see. That needs snipped, that needs trimmed, that needs, anyway. So, Saturday night, Kirsty was away to her pals, so, and I'd one of those days where I went to a wee meeting and that in the morning, got a bit of shopping and that, and back to the house, one of those days, just sitting about, living the dream. So,
Did you crack one out?
I didn't.
No? Okay.
I didn't actually. I was tempted, but I didn't.
Get Elvis on.
I'll get to him later.
Oh,
So I was like that. So it's been on my mind, right? So I'm like, I can't be sitting on fucking podcasts like shouting about fucking nasal hair. So I was like, mine's need to be pristine, right? So what I done was I'd ordered a home waxing kit, right, off of Amazon.
For where?
For the old snout.
Right.
And what I ended up doing was, to cut a long story short, ended up getting the waxing beans, firing them in the microwave, making them far too hot, and then giving myself 3rd-degree burns. What?
Oh!
Aye.
Hey, fucking
I
hell.
didn't want to tell you.
I never saw it.
I know, look at it.
Jesus, what you need to... That is,
You'll not see it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Jesus
I put it in the
Christ.
microwave, right, and it came out and it was bastard and fucking boiling, and I was like, that must be the way it is, do you know what I mean? And the next thing I went like that with the thing, I thought it would have cooled down, and I fired it right in and it just stuck, and I was like, one of the ones. And then, know what I done? And this is the crackpot in me. Do you know what I mean? I went, fucking, I had to pull it out, big bit of skin came. So the next thing I was like, I'm going to the other side, because the other side's going to be like, uneven. So the next thing I went like that and fired it in, and I was like, same fucking thing, man. Pulled it out. And then I was like, oh no, man, what the fuck? That is fucking stinging. I was up during the night and everything. And then I was out running the next day with my mates. And I was saying to them about it. And I was like, don't tell Kirsty. I wasn't want Kirsty to know, because I wouldn't have heard the end of it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm always ripping the fucking piss out of her for everything. And then I couldn't really get away with it. And then I got up this morning and it's went red. Look at it.
It's like a Ferrari.
Look at it, man.
It's like the same as my motor.
Aye.
Red motor.
It's fucking.
I like, well, you've got rid of your nasal hair by almost getting rid of your nose.
I know.
You know, that's quite a good, you know.
I know. And then I made a fucking blunder by putting the wrong cream on it. And that stung it. Fucking. And then I never had any. I had to leave Kirsty's this morning. I had to put some of her fucking lip balm on it. Just to cool it down a wee bit, and it's starting to go that on. Look at it, man.
You need that stuff for your. See for babies' arses.
I've got that in the house, but I can't find it.
I've got
the
some.
band thing.
Aye,
oh, have you?
Aye. Not because I've got a baby, but like just in case. You never know when you'll need to use it.
Look at it, man. Look at it.
Aye.
And see that one where I was at the football yesterday, and that one where I'm talking to people and all that, I'm like, it's fucking hanging in my nose, so nobody's seen it.
You're lucky it's gone red and maybe not blue, because you would, I'm just...
I have a blue nose, big man.
Just stating something.
That's what happened. Saturday night, totally ruined my Saturday night. So totally ruined.
Well, I was not expecting that, and you've been in my company for the last hour, so I wouldn't have told me, It's sore.
It's fucking stinging. It's not as sore as it was yesterday, but it's redder than it was yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't look particularly appealing.
It's a fucking pain in the ass. Look at it, man. Went to work this morning and I was like, I'll try and wing it.
Imagine
you know
you were
I'll try and wing it and see if no cunt notices it.
Not that you will be, because you're very happy with Kirsty, but imagine it was Tinder night.
I'm fucked, ain't I?
Aye, that's going to be a swipe, isn't it? That's
fucking big daft.
I'd imagine.
It's all burnt, man. It looks as if I've actually fucking... See that one where you dip your fingers and fucking paint, that fucking paint Wayne used to get at school, as if I went with my nose right in it, and it's just fucking...
it does look...
hung around the edges.
Does look a bit Nicky Lauder, I have to say.
So I'm going to... I don't know, man. It's... Hopefully by the end of the week it'll be away, but it's...
What, your nose?
I've made a right cunt to myself, ain't I? The price of vanity.
Price of fame.
All because I can't handle having nasal hair.
Well...
I'm going back to the wee Turkish guy. He takes £2, the wee man just goes in.
You just set him alight.
Boom. No, he does it with wax.
Does he?
He does it with wax.
I'm sure I've had it set alight.
He's trying to get at my hair to do my hair. He'd wouldn't take £2 so that's not happening.
No, don't do that.
So I let him do that for £2, but he was shut down for a month. I don't know why.
Where's that, Dumbarton Road?
Marmaris.
Oh, aye.
So...
Bit of free
per bus.
Might get a free.
So, as soon as this heals, I'm going back in, so I'm going to, because I can't have it, because I'm just now obsessed with nasal hair. But that was it. That was what I had to tell you.
Well, what a start, really. I mean, if we were going for the coked out, sprawling third album sort of vibe, as much as I hate that word, we've nailed it. We've fucking nailed it.
This is the thing about what we're doing here, mate. There's no scripts, we're just totally real.
No, it's kind of just as well, because...
I imagine it's too cracked.
Because so I was going to start by asking you, kind of not a format type of thing from last week, but I quite liked it. So what this week is making you happy?
Making me happy this week.
Again, family's part. We know that family makes you happy. So it's like what under all that makes you happy?
Do you know what makes me happy? Do you know what really makes me happy? Doing a football kitten.
Really?
Aye. I love a football kitten.
Well, I thought a little, what the old...
I do it on the phone and that now. But see on Saturday, obviously the season started back in that one way, Saturday afternoon, Jeff Stelling on the telly, soccer Saturday.
Is he still on it?
Aye, still there, man. No, he's still there. He came back, getting a coupon on, just sitting back, balls out on the couch, do you know what I mean, and just kind of watching your coupon getting humped.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I don't know, there's something about it, man. I just love doing it. You know what I mean? I just love a football kitten.
Do you like do in-game bets and all that?
I don't really do that. I do like both teams to score or the over 1.5 goals. I don't really bet on people to win or anything. But I love it. It just makes me happy. I just kind of like sitting watching scores coming in and all that sort of stuff. I just love, see a Saturday afternoon. I just love that.
Class. Nice one. Well, forever there's a yin, there's a yang. Oh, fucking hell, I'm dreading asking this. What's pissing you off? I get a row for asking you that, but I think I feel I have to.
Do you know what I will tell you that is pissing me off, and it kind of pisses me off on a weekly,
I hope it's
daily,
not me.
No, it's not.
I'll try my best. I'll try my best.
It's on a weekly, daily basis.
Right.
Vapours.
What? Fags?
Aye, they can't
fake
sit
fags?
vape. They
Right.
fuck it, honestly, man. See,
I would
yesterday,
rather
right?
just have a fag. Why do you need a mango and fucking cherry thing? No offence, but like, it doesn't. Why?
See,
I want a
yesterday,
fag. I want a strong coffee and a fag.
Aye.
I don't want a fucking cherry and blossom and.
See,
you know,
yesterday,
apple.
man, I was at the football yesterday, and see 3 rows in front of me, there was a fat, baldy, fucking greasy bastard, man, just sitting with one of these stupid fucking contraptions like that. You have to hold it like that.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Totally. I mean, I get it, right? I get it's the lesser of two evils, because I used to be a smoker myself, you know what I mean? And I get it's the lesser of two evils, and it's a bit of harm reduction and blah blah blah. I get all that, right? But see, when it comes into you've got the blatant disregard for people. When you're sitting there, it's as if fucking Thomas the Tank Engine's fucking coming out your fucking mouth.
I thought you weren't allowed to vape it. Like, can you smoke fags?
This is the thing that annoys me, but no, you can't smoke fags. But this is the thing, see, you're born a deck smoker, right? They now know that they're like fucking pariahs, right? They can't smoke anywhere. They've got the decency to go up and stand in the pissing rain, risk pneumonia,
and
to get a fag, right? You're like, fair dues. You know what I mean? You want to do that, get signed up,
commitment.
Bother.
Commitment,
See these vapours, now they want to do it everywhere. And they've got no kind of, they've got no regard, it's totally self-centred. And then it's just created this special kind of fucking idiot that says to you, it's no harmful. And you're like, what? That's no harmful. You're like, anything other than air getting into your lungs is harmful, you fucking idiot.
Nobody really knows with vaping, you know.
I remember I was at the thing with a guy one, know what he says to me? He was like to me, well, you don't get harmed by the steam off your kettle, do you? You're like, it's fucking air and this heat and water.
Steam off
You
his
fucking
piss.
idiot, exactly. That's no full of animal fat and glycerine and fucking all sorts of shit. Honestly, they do me nothing. They do me nothing. I don't mind, see if somebody's got to go and have a wee puff at something. Oh, see, I fucking had to come off classy drugs after years, you know what I mean? I understand that there's got to be harm reduction and all that.
It's probably one of the most fucking addictive things you can do.
Just kind of walking about, just smoking a wee plastic tadger constantly, fucking.
I don't get the flavour thing. Like, you know, you'd want a fag, you'd want a taste, and fags are disgusting, but it's like strong coffee and a fag.
Banana fritter.
Aye, get it in the fucking river. You know
So that's, and I was like, see yesterday, and I was dying to say something, and I was like, well, it's the first day of the season, man. And what is it and all, but see when you've got a baldy nut in front of you, you're just dying to slap it. Do you ever get that? I get that all the time.
I'm a committed hatter.
Here, you fucking baldy bastard, get that away.
I like to cover it up just in case it acts as a landing sort of beacon for NASA, you know.
Exactly.
But,
so, I was dying to say something. I was dying to say something. I was going to say, listen, you better put that away, you fucking idiot.
Fucking like throwing a fucking bovril at him.
Should have. Scalded the fucking
You could have a vegan bovril.
I know.
Is that a thing yet?
But I was dying, and then I was like, it's the first day of the season. I'm like, I'm no fucking getting into any. And then all sorts of people are sitting about him, no saying it, and he's like 3 rows down for me, and I'm just fucking obsessed with the guy.
I'd have bought a sacrificial pie. I'd have done that. I was supposed to have about fucking £8 now, I don't know.
Don't even get me started in that, you know. You can £3.13 for a Fanta.
Aye.
£3.13. Who comes up with that and all? You know, just make it $3.10 for £3.
Aye, might have killed him if you'd have threw a can of Fanta.
No, it was like plastic one, you can't get cans. But aye, so that's vapours, that's just an ongoing thing with me. Do you know what I mean? And look, my nose is all itchy.
It's needing a wee bit of attention.
I know. I'll need to get you.
If I didn't know who you are and your the times that you've had, I would say you've had a heavy night.
Oh, I look as if I've had a heavy session, didn't I?
But we all know that that's not the case. It's just been heavy on the
I'm
wax.
abstinent for it and made her mind out.
A heavy waxing, you know.
That's what it is, a heavy waxing of a Saturday night. And I'm not going to hear the end of it.
Don't fucking knock it. Us fucking teetotal or nothings have to come up with their own agendas.
Exactly, mate. Got to get entertained, didn't you? It's like Robbie Williams.
Aye.
I've just entertained you there,
You most, I mean, that is, I do my little minute counts, but that's 16 minutes of mirth.
16 minutes of my shite.
Yeah, I'm well entertained, you know. Not just even the people at home, but I'm sitting here entertained.
You're welcome, big man. So what about you?
Don't ask. We'll cut this bit out. Don't ask. Just
you don't want to go there.
There is no joy. So just we'll edit this out.
Okay.
I like potato salad. I've enjoyed a lot of potato salad over the last.
That shows you where you're at.
Aye, that's given me some happiness. And I got my big red motorbike from the Mender's yard, so that made me happy. Again, I know what you sound too car, you know, wanker, but like I've got that made me happy because it's like a new motor again.
Good.
And potato salad.
I'm scared to ask you what annoys you.
Don't bother.
Right,
no,
just
don't bother. No, it's not going to end well for anybody.
That is not for the purpose of the podcast.
No, just skirt round that one. So,
okay.
Shall we swift it
Moving swiftly on.
Right. It's not really a Filofax, that's crap patter, but I've got my phone here and I've got all the questions that the lovely folks of the Insta and the Facebook send in.
It's great, that, isn't it? Really appreciate people taking a bit of time to do that, man. That's really nice, man.
Aye, I think it's great. And I've got one for you as well, but I'll leave it to now. We'll get, you know, it's a bit unfair for it to be on me to ask the first question. Okay. So we have one. I like this one because we don't want to get straight into fucking music and all that. So I like this one.
You end up talking for ages, don't you?
It can be good and bad, that. So Stephen Thompson. Yeah. Yes. Top man. Aye, it's great.
See, wee Stevie, right? I love that man, and this is the reasons why, right? See, I'm a dirty, greeting-faced bastard, right? Who just fucking, honestly, just a dirty, greeting-faced bastard that likes to moan and is quite opinionated on a lot of
but
stuff.
You're lovable, you know.
See, Stevie, he makes me he looks serene as fuck. He does, honestly. That's why they call him the Wibble. Because he's just moaning that much.
Is that why?
Is that
why it is? I think Stevie's lovely.
He's brilliant. I love him.
Great runner
as well. He's my wee running partner. We were going on holiday, me, Kirsty, him and Maggie in September. But
it's always been.
He's great. I love him, man.
Top man to me as well.
He's my pal, man. That's a good, very, very good friend of mine.
Right. Well, Steve, is it Stevie or Stephen? Stevie. If you could change the end of one film, what would it be and why?
Oh, fuck.
I know mine. If I get.
Does it have to be a film?
Well, we're asking. Yeah. In this case, there's no interpretation. That's a film.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'd need to think about that. You want to go first if you know yours? Because
all these questions haven't been put to Paul first, so we've got to say that. So these are all coming thick and fast and live. So. Mine would be the Italian Job, the first one.
Alright.
Right. I want them to get the gold.
Right.
So I know it's a cliffhanger, right? I know it literally.
Yeah.
But hang on, lads, I've got a plan. I want them to get the gold.
Right.
So and I would change it so that they come up with some plan that they get the gold back.
Right.
And they all live happily ever after. I think it's too much of a scam. And I know why they did it. You know, they didn't want to be too, you know, like plundering Italy. You know, it was kind of not political, but it was kind of didn't really. The ending was supposed to be they got it. So, but I think I would do that. I would think they should get.
See, I'm quite puzzled now. I'm like, I don't know what to say because I'm like, man, try to think. I've watched that many films over the years and that many. Oh man.
Well, you think of your favourite, you know, you don't have to come up with something, you know, but...
I could, do you know what, I would change it, if I could change it to a television show.
Yeah, that's alright.
If I could change it to a television show, I would change the ending of The Sopranos.
I thought, see, when you said TV show, I knew that was coming.
I would definitely change the ending of The Sopranos to something more clearer, you know what I mean, to kind of, because it just, ends, doesn't it? So, but no, that's something that I think I'd need a bit of thought. I've not really thought about.
I don't mind films with kind of enigmatic endings. I mean, Quadrophenia is like that.
Quadrophenia.
You don't, you know, I mean, Jimmy comes back off the cliff. He doesn't go over.
Yeah.
That's the point for me.
Yeah.
But you could equally argue he doesn't. He goes over the cliff.
Yeah.
So the enigma is.
It's for you, innit? It's really, aye. Oh, I need to think about that, man. That's a good question, man. That's something that takes a lot of thought, man.
You could always keep it in your head if you get it.
I will.
So,
Just
thank you very much, Stevie. Brilliant question. I don't know where to go with this one right away. It's a fucking banger, and it's a tee. This one's I never even brought one, but this one's the t-shirt. It does. Right.
Who's it for?
I feel I'm maybe going a bit early, but fuck it.
Fuck it.
Right. It's your man, Speak Breathe.
Propaganda McCann. Oh, fuck's sake, man.
Have you seen? I don't think you've seen
No.
this. Right. This. The question might take a few minutes to read, actually,
That's
but right. So Andy, is it?
Propaganda McCann, a fucking legend.
Thanks a lot.
A Garngard legend of the highest order.
Cheers, genuinely cheers for a question like this and all the enthusiasm. So here we go. Right, eyes down. You wake up in 1973. You have 48 hours and Keith Moon has just arrived at your house by helicopter along with 2 Swedish air hostesses, a bag of cocaine, a kilo of heroin, a case of whiskey, and asks you to attend a party at Oliver Reed's mansion. The question is, would you attend the party, thus relapsing and potentially dying, or would you sit out the 48 hours until you were transported back to the present day?
That's brilliant. That is class, man. So, what is it? I've got a kilo of...
Oh, you've got fucking everything, man. You've got, I mean, even the you've got Swedish air hostesses, a helicopter,
Right.
a bag of ching, a bag of brown, a big case of fucking hooch,
Aye.
and Oliver Reed.
And we're going to a party at Oliver Reed's house.
I mean,
so anybody could be there.
kind of instant death, really is.
Right, so it could be like a showbiz party.
Aye.
No, I would go with it.
That's what I thought.
I would go with it. And I think I would be like that, right? As soon as I get in the door, I'd be like, right, who's got tools?
Aye.
And where's Twiggy?
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Twiggy! Come here! So I mean...
Patty Boyd, well, if it was Keith Moon, it would be Mandy Moon.
Mandy Moon.
Aye.
Aye. Ringo's wife was alright and all, wasn't she?
Barbara.
Barbara.
Aye.
No, Mo.
No.
Aye. Thanks, Mo. And let it be, innit? Thanks, Mo. No, do you know what? For the sake of the whole ideology and the sake of being able to kind of sit in a room where possibly, I mean, if you're going to that party, you're talking about every one of your legends could be there. The Who could be there, the Stones could be there, the Beatles could be there.
Yeah.
They're all there.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
You get to see them all in their prime, in their pump, all with mad habits.
See, there's one for you then. Like, and I know it's a really square way to look at it, but staying sober might be a shout at something like that because you
get to watch it.
You know,
you would get to watch it, but you wouldn't get invited.
No.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
But
it'd be good to like someone flying
up. We're going to what, a 12-stepper at the party, are they?
No. You're going to need to get involved.
Exactly.
Or kid on your like the police.
So just for the sake of the question and to live vicariously through the question, I would be like that, aye. And I'd just be like that, yumma, with the coke and the smack. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, definitely. Yeah. I'd be exactly the same.
Fuck it, I was a shadow, I doubt.
Knowing my luck.
And going, if you're in that kind of thing, you get the money to go to rehab, ain't you?
Pretty much, aye. As long as you don't fucking do it, like I was just about to say, like I'd end up doing myself with the first bag of fucking ching. You know.
I nearly killed myself fucking multiple times fucking in real life. Imagine what I'd be like in. You know what I mean?
It's all too beautiful, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
It is.
Well, you get to meet him. He might be there, wouldn't he?
He was meant to be a lunatic.
Oh,
absolute fucking lunatic.
I think he might. He seems like the kind of guy to me that had heavy wee man syndrome. Steve Marriott.
It's a big hero of mine. Fucking.
What a voice, man.
But every book I've read, every like interview or I had a couple of emails for Ian McLagan.
Oh, really?
I exchanged a couple of emails with him, and I asked him about both Ronnie Lane and Steve Marriott, and he wrote back.
Really?
He wrote back to me, and he said Ronnie Lane was fucking just how he was, just a soft-natured soul and a great laugh. And the songs that he wrote, you'd only be him that wrote them because of, you know, his personality and his genuine love. You know, he just exuded kind of love and like kind of how he appeared. Whereas Marriott was fucking insane.
I can imagine.
Marriott was like, you get two Marriotts. You got
even when you see clips of him live, he just looks potty, doesn't he?
Aye, but you get, I think from the books, and again, I mean, it was only a couple of years. It's not like I'm not saying he's, you know, me and Ian fucking best mates. It was just a couple of emails when he brought his book out, and
he answered you?
He answered me.
Really?
Aye, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to
That's brilliant,
it did seem like it was him. It could have been somebody else, but it was. I was asked him about Ronnie Lane, and like a big song of mine is Debris, and I love like the Faces, and that's Ronnie Lane that wrote it, because it's his fella. And he said, oh no, I can remember kind of writing it, like he brought it in and they worked on it, and it's just brilliant, you know.
Really, man? Aye. That's brilliant, isn't it? You've never told me that before.
No. I thought I had. Just me and my rock royalty.
Exactly, fucking rock superstar.
But Marriott was like a dual personality. Like if you got him on the good personality, he was just a lovely kind of chilled out. But if you got him on the rock star chick, aye, you'd have fucking punched him. You just knocked him out.
He seemed an angry wee dude, didn't he? Very Weller-ish, wasn't he? Or Weller was very Marriott-ish.
Weller's probably, aye, he's kind of made his solo career was kind of based around this. Definitely the early stuff was based around the kind of Small Faces sound, or the Small Faces always, you know, Small Faces meets Traffic, meets, you know, a few other things, but like that was probably his early solo stuff.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
So there you are. That's
cheers, big Andy.
Andy's question. So right, I've got one. I'll may as well go for mine.
Go for it.
Right. Paul, I believe there's a certain Liverpudlian band that it's got to be the Beatles. Right? It kind of falls on from, we had a bit of Beatle chat last time round, so I've got a feeling. Hey, see.
Everybody that harmed you.
That those guys in that band from Liverpool might be your favourite band. Now I know you like Dylan, and he's maybe number one, but as you're talking a band, right, we're going out on a limb and saying that your Beatles are your number one.
Okay.
And in that band there was 4 members.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I'm going to call out each member's name, and I want you to give me a word that you associate with that member and tell me why.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, okay.
Right. So Ringo Starr.
Heartbeat.
Why?
Because he was the heartbeat of the band, wasn't he? He was a kind of a consistent, kind of a steady force in the band. He was one of the guys that never get caught up with any kind of a cliques in the Beatles.
Yeah.
He was pals with them all. I think it annoys me. It annoys me when people always come out with that stupid quote that Jasper Carrott says, and they say that John Lennon says it, that Ringo isn't even the best drummer.
That never happened, apparently.
That was Jasper Carrott.
The quote, that was never one of them that said that.
It was Jasper Carrott. He came out with a quote, and it then got hanged to Lennon. Which is, and anybody who knows anything about music knows we are like that.
We
just incredible, man. He was just an incredible drummer. Simplistic.
The most distinctive drummer. Brilliant.
So the heartbeat, he was the kind of a thing that was in the middle.
Right. Paul McCartney.
Melody.
Okay, that's a good one.
Melody.
Yeah.
The master of melody. Apparently he's the only guy that Dylan has ever been in awe of in a songwriting
so
point
of view. Should be.
Honestly, you could. It's difficult to get words to describe how that man can write a song, what that man has done in songwriting. I don't know if you've watched that McCartney 1, 2, 3.
I've seen that, yeah.
That Rick Rubin gets to sit with him, and they sit with an old mixing desk and they go through all his, man. And he gets to, he talks, not just the Beatles stuff, but he talks about his Wings stuff and his solo stuff and all that sort of stuff. It's frightening, man. It's just the master of melody. That's what he is. A composing genius.
It's that thing I said last week, was like, you know, if he'd only written one of his tunes, only one, like a Yesterday, or maybe I'm Amazed or whatever, you're done. But he's got that and it just goes on and on and on.
Because that's where you've got your Lennon McCartneys, your Dylans and all that. That's where they kind of have come to the fore. Because I think, as a songwriter in it, everybody is searching, or an artist even, are searching for that masterpiece, that one thing. They've got dozens of them. Dozens of them. You know what I mean? That's
like, you know, as a songwriter, musician, whatever, if you had one, just even one go at that, and you got that tune, the golden tune that everybody loved, and it was regarded as a classic and regarded as modern masterpiece, you've done it. But they did it and did it and did it, and it kept going
consistently.
That's
consistently.
That's the.
And it's just, and again, it's, you need to, the Beatles recording career is only 7 years long.
Yeah.
All that was done, and that's the thing with McCartney and that as well, isn't it? Their album tracks are just as famous as what their big hits are.
Well, do
you know what I mean?
Decent answer. Decent answer. George Harrison, you're in your money with this one, because you know what I think of the man.
I think George Harrison, and the word would be, I'm kind of angry between two words here, but I'm going to go with consistent.
No?
Right? Or with the other word I was going to go with was quiet. Right?
Okay.
Because I think his work in the Beatles was just consistently good. Do you know, not consistently good, consistently fucking top drawer. Do you know what I mean? And I think the only thing about Harrison, I think Harrison got to a certain point and he got fed up with it. He got to the White Album and he didn't want to do it anymore.
He developed it. He's developed his own thing, and he was going in a different direction. I mean, he was kind of going that way earlier than that, but it was getting to the kind of apex.
He's just a consistently brilliant guitarist. Some of his solos and stuff like that are just, as you say, and Let It Be's one.
Well, like Paul McCartney's guitarist at Rusty Anderson, he came up with a really, really good point, and he said, because he plays with, he's McCartney's live, or he was, I don't know if he still plays with him or not, but they said there's some Beatles tunes that you can kind of get away with playing almost anything, as long as it's in the right key and you're kind of doing, you know, approximate sort of stuff. He says, but like there's certain ones with, like, and it's mostly the ones with George's parts, guitar parts. If you deviate from any of that, it fucks the whole song. And he knew, like, from rehearsals dead early on, you don't dick with him. So like that was,
stay true.
What a player he is. You know, he's your top drawer player of his own right, but he's
the cut above. Harrison's the cut above.
Yeah, it
consistently.
Was like, you take that out of. I always think with Harrison, you take him. Yeah, maybe some people kind of go, what did he actually do? But he's a bit like that guy at your work, that when he goes off on holiday, you don't really see him when he's kind of there. But when he goes off on holiday, the bins don't get emptied, and the stuff piles up at the goods inn. It's that kind of thing. You know?
See it in that Get Back, and you see him at the first and the ones in Twickenham Studios. He's absolutely miserable. He hates it. He turns around and tells him he's leaving. I'm going.
Yeah, he's done.
They get him back in, and you just see, but he just sits at the back, and he's no loud, he's no brash, he just sits consistently, just putting all these wee. And see, the thing is, when you hear things like I've Got a Feeling, like, the one after 909, all that sort of stuff, Dig a Pony, all that. And see, the thing is, it's that one where, see, we take them out.
It's,
you know what I mean? You says it, innit? It's like Robbie Robertson and the band.
It's
you know what I mean? They just go along consistently, but you take them out.
It's the glue that kind of binds them together. So
class. So that would be George.
Well, there's only one man left. John Lennon. Leader.
He was a leader up to he hit the old smack, didn't he? As soon as he hit the smack,
primal scream therapy.
As soon as he got into all that, but he was just like the first ever kind of a real rock star, wasn't he? He was kind of outspoken, and he was I mean, alright, and it, people can go and fucking jag coke into their eyeballs and all that on the telly and do all that sort of stuff. But he was the one that stood in front of the Queen, the whole rattle you if you don't
Rattle your fucking
just
jewellery,
rattle your jewellery, all that.
Yeah.
Then slowly but surely started to break boundaries. Remember there was that one where when we're no plenty of segregated audiences in America. Just and even his whole demeanour with the press, and he was the leader of the band. I don't know if you've seen that where they talk about with the Maharishi. When they went
well, Sexy Sadie's a bit of that.
But they were saying that there was a point in India where there was a helicopter ride, and they turned around and went like him, one of these can go for a ride with the Maharishi. So McCartney, and John's went like that, no, I'm doing it. And they says after it, so Harrison was up, Lennon was up with him. And McCartney he says to him after it, he says, what made you want to go up there so hang me? He says, I thought he might slip me the answer. That's what he says. But it was just, and see one of my, I don't know, I think it's the Ed Sullivan show where they're doing Please Please Me, and he's stunning. And he's just straddled the way he straddled
like
the mic, and he goes, come on, and he's just got the whole world in his hands, and he's just, oh man, just
I think it's
pure leader.
It's that voice as well, you know.
Oh,
it gets
he
another,
did it now, didn't he?
Aye, you know, it's that other thing we always talk. Technically, there's maybe been better singers, but has there ever, you know, been a voice like that, you know, hearing that back?
I don't know if you ever seen the bit. There's a bit in the Beatles anthology where George Martin has gone through some of it, and he plays the original demo, A Day in the Life, and he tells you, he's like that, he says John's own guitar, Paul's own piano, Ringo's own kind of a tom-toms, whatever it is, and he hear him, and he says, and he counts it in, he goes, Sugar Plum Fairy, Sugar Plum Fairy, and he comes in and he goes to sing it, and he sings the first couple of lines, and George Martin stops it. And he says, even to this day, he says he's got a voice that sends shivers down the spine. And yet he always had to double track his vocal, didn't he? Didn't like it, he was dead insecure about his voice.
Once they found the double tracking,
that was him, wasn't
it? It gives it that sound.
Leader.
Your voice, when it's double tracked, sounds very different from when it's not, I think. And it's
a good trick,
it works. It doesn't work every time.
Yeah. We've done it in a couple, haven't we?
This is where I forget. You know, like stuff like, even like
Feel Good, it was double tracked, wasn't it?
You've got a very Peter Gabriel sort of tone when it's double tracked, I think, in a good way, and I mean that's a good thing. But it doesn't work all the time.
No,
it doesn't work all the time. But I don't think Lennon's was all the time either. No, you know, but
he was dead insecure, wasn't he, about his voice. So that's my
very, very, very good. So
fucking on fire, right, big man, and that says nearly 40 minutes.
40 minutes, and it's going to be
it's
going to be a long one. We've got there's a decent one there. There's we've got James M1, so that's James McCrory, and James has always really supported us on Insta, and is always, to his credit, he's always tagging like these.
Is that the BBC Six guy?
He's always tagging them and telling them what play is. So James, thanks very much.
Thank you, man.
We really appreciate it, and we always say that a lot, but we mean it. So
we mean it, man.
So James has said, and I replied to him on Insta. So my reply was like, musicians are all wankers, but that's my answer. Which musician would you most like to share a pedalo with?
Oh, do you know what? No Gallagher.
No.
And no for anything to do with music or anything to do with, I think his partner's brilliant.
Right.
I think I would laugh at him. I like his take on things, do you know what I mean? He's kind of a no-nonsense.
Do you think that it could be that, like, we all do it, right? We all know there's a camera on us. Do you think he's, I don't know if he's a wee bit, maybe he knows the camera's on him.
It could be. It seems his part's quite good, but even when you see documentaries of the old days and that, they all seem quite funny, didn't they?
I'm a huge fan. I'm not going to. I'm just being objective for devil's advocate, you know.
I think I just like his part, do you know what I mean? You get a wee chat about the football and kind of, I like the way he slaughters cunts and all that, do you know what I mean? So probably.
You wouldn't want to be on his shit list.
No, he doesn't, and I like that, so he's just not giving a fuck. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good one.
A dick, mate, and that's it.
That's a good one.
What about you?
Well, this might be. No, it's not pushing it that he's a musician, but he's more than a musician, and you might go, fuck, I should have said that. I'm going with Billy Connolly.
Oh, fuck. It's me, he's not me. Oh, well, he is, I suppose. Oh, bastard.
Am I being, is that?
No,
is
no,
that,
that's a good shout. That just shows you, because I just kind of, I went to fucking...
You couldn't not been a pedal over Billy
Oh,
Connolly.
imagine that, man. Imagine.
Like, you wouldn't come off. You wouldn't come off. You wouldn't want to come off it.
It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Aye.
Honestly.
So.
See that? There's only 2 men in this world, by the way, that have got ability to make me laugh without even doing it, and it's him and Eddie Murphy.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Just with a facial expression.
Aye.
Brilliant.
So am I allowed?
Ah, you're
Aye,
always
okay.
allowed the big one,
Yeah.
you?
I think that would be like that'd be a right day out.
Oh,
Aye.
imagine that.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah,
that. Just
yeah.
fucking cutting a bit with him, listening to
Yeah.
him. Be brilliant.
Even
man.
just for like the cultural stuff, you know,
Oh.
like talking about your life. No, it's not about being on the pedal and make me laugh, Billy. It's not that.
No, it's just listen to him.
just being on a.
You see,
being out with a
with
mate,
guys
you
like
know,
Billy Connolly, Peter Kay, or they sort of they don't make their living telling jokes. It's just their observations on the world,
Aye.
which is brilliant. I love that.
Aye, it's a perspective.
Ah, and we talk about it all the time, didn't we? That an audience with Billy Connolly, man. That's just the funniest hour and a half
aye.
in a comedy ever, man, ever. And he's talking about the Glasgow parties and all that. It's just bang on, man.
It's the one with the door.
Heading home, hang right back to the wire. You said you laugh.
if I wait on a Who, what's a Who?
It's a Hugh. Hey, far away on a Hugh. And then it's when he goes like that. He says, I was going to know the music shops in Glasgow. And the guy's going like to me, how does it go, mate? And he's going, heady haw, heady hey. The guy's like, nah, I don't know that one, mate.
So when he's talking about the like when tenements used to get fucking
the
he steals the door. You know when tenements used to get knocked down and they would put the doors and then somebody wanted a better door and they went and took the door off the fence and then it's like, that's not Mr. Anderson's house anymore.
Just honestly, man, it's funny as fuck. Even at the start, innit? He's talking about being in the territorial army and all that. He's saying I was there in the Caribbean mountains with my gun.
And I met this poor bastard.
I could have sneaked up behind him in the canteen, saved the country a fortune. Fucking brilliant.
So we're happy with that. Thank you very much, James. Cheers for everything. Cheers for the support. Again, another thing that we say a lot, but it is meant. So
It is.
Thank you very much. Music lover.
Are we Rachel?
Rachel. So Rachel, hello. Thanks very much for again. I know another one. Like, thanks for your support, but you're always really.
It does, man. Shouts to the band.
Yeah, really
Brilliant,
amazing.
Man.
So Rachel has come in with one that we got on Instagram, and always shouts for us on there and brilliant. So thanks very much. So I believe that she's very much into Queen, the band. Not the old lady that runs the country. So I'm teeing that up for you, man. So she's recently found a new love for Queen. What's your thoughts on the band members and their music?
Fucking love Queen. Love Queen, man. Freddie Mercury, innit? Do you know what I mean? Freddie Mercury. Probably the greatest frontman of all time. Do you know what I mean? They divide opinion, didn't they, for some reason? Do you know what I mean? You get some people that don't like him and some people... I've always liked him, man. I've always kind of... don't get me wrong, I wouldn't profess to kind of go and buy all their albums and stuff like that, but their greatest hits and stuff like that, I can sing them word for word and stuff. And I think I've always kind of... I just loved watching the guy. I've never seen him live, obviously, but I've only ever seen clips and stuff like that. But for anybody that can take control, I mean, that day at Live Aid, that wasn't even their audience.
No.
Do you know what I mean? He came on and just, although what also gets, I must have to point out, what goes a bit unnoticed that day was you two outstanding that day as well. You know what I mean?
Were Queen not supposed to be there? No. Were they brought in at there?
I don't think they were wanting. I don't think they were going to do it. Right. I think they had to be persuaded to do it. I don't know the full ins and outs yet.
Right. Okay.
But I think just as a kind of a singer and he's just outstanding, wasn't he? He was just in. Do you know what I mean? He just had it all. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And he loved his whole.
From anybody.
Exactly. It was
again,
detriment
I say every podcast, welcome one, welcome all. You know.
It's a melting pot.
Yeah. The
Do you know what I mean?
one love.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. You get sometimes you get people that fucking are a bit snobby about kind of a Brian May and stuff. He was a great guitarist. I thought.
Do folk give him a hard time?
You get some just because he's in. But you get that, didn't you? You get people that end up in fucking because there's been famous and there's fucking ultra famous like they are. You know what I mean? So you're always going to get some fucking knob. And it's
guitar player,
it's the same. See yesterday, man. You go to football and stuff like that, and you get people that shout and ball and all that about people managing teams and all that. They can't even run their own house.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, that's
so. It's going like that for that band and all that. He was outstanding. I think Roger Taylor's a great drummer, and I think they're the only band. I think they're the only band in the history of music that every single one of them's wrote a #1.
All right, okay. Did they all have individual credits then?
I think that wee John Deacon, he wrote things like he wrote another one, Bites the Dust. Kind of you're my best friend. I think he wrote Under Pressure as well.
Right, okay.
So he did. I think I don't know Roger Taylor, but they've all wrote kind of a #1s.
You know, a good singer as well.
He's a great singer.
He was kind
of a great singer, man.
Did he do a lot of backing live or?
He done all the harmonies and stuff like that.
That's what I thought.
He does Summit does the high falsetto in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Like the auto-tune on that.
The fuck auto-tune on that. Brilliant, man.
Aye.
And so my answer would be that I love Queen, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of the ones. It's like I always kind of watch that Live Aid clip a lot to cheer me up if I'm ever kind of sitting there. I'll kind of watch it for.
When it starts?
Just when he comes out and he just
doing
all his stuff, man, and just watching somebody. There's just something in it, just having the whole kind of having 80,000-90,000 people in the palm of your hand, not a phone in sight, by the way.
No.
I'm a Queen fan.
No?
I would say that.
No.
What about you?
For the record, no, I'm not that big a fan. No, it's like hate mail again. But they are individually brilliant players, brilliant musicians, brilliant frontmen, bass player, guitarist, drummer. Everything about them is great.
Great musicians.
But I think that's like music. Some stuff can not hit the spot for you.
True.
Even like Sir Brian May. With me being a big Rory Gallagher fan, Brian May's a fucking enormous Rory Gallagher freak.
Oh really?
He loved him, and he actually plays one of Rory's kind of trademark amps was a Vox AC30.
Right.
And Brian May's fucking trademark is 12 of them, all stacked up. But that's down to Rory.
Really?
Because Rory played an AC30, and he also played a thing called a treble boost, a special kind of preamp pedal thing. And Brian May's one of his trademarks is a treble boost pedal, or whatever it is. I'm not.
The tone he got on his songs is brilliant, man. It was very.
So I should like them, but I'm not.
You like what you like,
yeah,
but,
I'm not really.
I'm like that with the Hangman. See they take me out and shoot me, right? But I think they're one of the most fucking overrated bands of all time, the Ramones.
Aye.
It's as if people look at you as if you've just fucking asked to touch their mother's tip. If you fucking say you don't like them just because they're on t-shirts, I don't get it. A couple of good songs, man, they're decent. Not even alright songs. Know what my favourite one was? See that Bonzo Goes to Pittsburgh, that one. I like that one, but it's just I don't get it. I don't. There's no melody, man. You know what I mean? There's nothing to the writing. There's nothing. Do you know what I mean? But
it's the beauty of
music, man.
And that's where I think that's kind of beautiful in a way, because why would you want to have everybody listen to the same shit?
This is the glory of music, man, isn't it?
I'm a bit like that.
People think we're shite.
Well,
everybody.
They're a bit on. Alright.
That's when we used to be musicians. We were fucking hawking our mutton in podcasts.
Just doing anything for chat.
Not even hawking our mutton, we're getting nothing for it.
No. Nobody puts their hand in their pocket, or even anywhere for us. So, yeah. No, I'm the same way, like other kind of bigger, but like we've talked about kind of U2. I don't dislike them, but I don't have a great your love for them. Love them. I mean, we'll not go over it. We've kind of done that, but I think that's a good thing. Whether it's art, books, music, whatever, Like, it's good you have
creates debate,
aye,
and it just shows you that everybody's taste is different.
And
You get
like,
some people don't like the Beatles.
aye, and like, they're wrong.
No,
but, aye,
wrongins.
aye,
Absolute wrongins.
that's just wrong.
And if you do, just tick the unfollow button, because you're not fucking welcome. Don't be watching my podcasts. Don't be listening to any of our music. You can go and take two fucks to yourself, because people who do not like the Beatles are not to be trusted. Don't get me. See the way I riled up there? Did you see that?
Yeah.
You see that?
They're a folk band, they're not the you know. So yeah, that's good. You know, I remember Queen from like growing up, like being a really young lad. They were always on the telly.
Oh, aye.
And even then, I was like, I was like, I'm not having this. You know, and it wasn't even Freddie getting about in his pink shoes.
Brilliant.
You know, but that's really good. That was really intelligent. I mean, you think of the time that was going on. That's really.
Oh, aye.
He was putting his
exactly fucking cool to be fucking.
He was putting his silhouette.
Aye, man.
And that should be commended. But
fucking right.
But it was. I just didn't really kind of get on the Queen thing. They always seem to be on fucking like Saturday telly as well or something like that. And it was just like, I'm not really having this.
Yeah.
You know. But that's,
cool.
Yeah. Good. A good band.
Next,
you'd go down to the Dog and Duck to see them if they were setting up, wouldn't you?
Oh, aye.
So
definitely.
I quite like that one, Mickey Coyle.
Talking to me, Mick, yesterday at the football.
Yeah.
Aye. You Mexican, Mick.
Well, I meant to ask you that for the first podcast. Is this something? Can you tell us why he's Mexican, Mick?
Because he works offshore, doesn't he? For some reason.
Okay.
He's always posted mad photos from Mexico
Right,
and all
okay.
that.
Well, that's. That
But he's
sense.
Currently banned for Facebook and all that. He's banned for
everything. Worse than you for.
Oh, that one way. I don't really hear much from these days, but that one way, see when you, and I don't shop easy as you know, sure. But when you see his name coming up, Mick Coyle has sent you an image. You're like, I'm not.
Is that 50-50?
You need to wait till you're on your own.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But we're talking to him outside. He was full of praise for you, Big Mick.
Was he? Oh, thanks very much, Mick.
He was.
That's really
Full of praise for your good self.
Like, I don't know why.
The good wee guy was Patter's good. Patter's really good.
That's class.
Very
So thank you very much, Mick. So, good question this. I thought, who's the most underrated band / performer you listen to now? But it can be anything, you know, you don't have to tie yourself up in knots.
Yeah. Do you know who I listen to? Well, I've not listened to him for maybe a couple of months or something, do you know what I mean? But I was right into them when I was young. And I've always kind of, do you know who I feel is a really, really underrated band? In Excess.
Aye.
I really liked In Excess.
So, cracking singer.
He's great, just an amazing frontman.
Yeah.
And is it the Forrest Brothers, wasn't it?
They wrote all the stuff.
They wrote all the stuff. They had, and they had a sax player and all that. It was quite a big band, wasn't it? It was about 7 of them or something. But I don't know. They always struck me as being a bit of a kind of an underrated band. You know what I mean? Because I listened, like Thieves was a great album.
What was the big one?
Kick.
Kick.
It was a great album, man. I don't, for some reason, I don't really listen to a lot of music, a lot of new music. Do you know what I mean? No, for the fact to be controversial, but it's shite. Do you know what I mean? I was actually yesterday. I was actually watching.
Just sitting the fence on that one.
I was actually watching. See the Who's live version, He Won't Get Fooled Again.
Which one?
Live at Shepperton, the Shepperton Studios one.
They're shite. It's fucking done. They were done by then.
Oh, but it's just unbelievable. And then you're like, you'll not see bands like that again. That is a band. See these fucking Waynes you see go out to transmit and fucking seeing half of these fucking idiots, man, that are making a fortune. Do you know what I mean? And you're just like that, man. That's a band. That's a band. Do you know what I mean?
I'm only saying they're shite because they were done. Like Mooney was fucked at that point. They had to
what a performance!
But they had to overdub his drums and all that.
Aye,
they were fucking dreadful, you know.
So I don't really listen to any new music, really. Do you know what I mean? But,
So can you give me an answer to that?
What was the question again? Who's the most underrated band performer that you listen to? It would probably be. Do you know what? It would be between In Excess and Jerry Rafferty. I always feel Jerry Rafferty's quite underrated as a songwriter. For though he is a
I
big,
don't know.
he's a big name and all that sort of stuff, but I don't really think he gets the.
Aye, he's certainly not overrated.
No.
But I think there's ones that know him that are like, fuck it,
Aye.
total boss.
But I think I don't, for what he's done in the world of music, I don't think it gets recognised enough in Scotland.
He never really played the game though. He never.
That was the thing about him. I loved that about him.
Aye.
Then sure he went out, apparently the story in it's in the documentary and that, Mark and that was in that, and that's he went out, didn't he, Liebern Stoller.
Yeah.
And Liebern Stoller were trying to change all his, and this is, they were the two biggest songwriters, do you know what I mean? All the American classics. But that's where Hingme came from. That's where he got the idea. He was out for a meal with them, wasn't he, with all sorts of A&R people and all that. And that's when he wrote Stuck in the Middle, you clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right. I think that's where the idea came from. So, I think Jerry Rafferty would be one of them. But nah, there's nothing new.
Yeah, well, it doesn't need to be new.
No.
It doesn't. The question was, who's the most underrated band performer you listen to?
Well, if I was to pick two, pluck two out of the sky, it would be you two. What about you?
There's probably loads that you should be much more when you think of the shite that is successful and all that. A band from not that long ago, but from way not modern, but they're not a 60s band or anything, but a band I loved was a band called the 2220s, and they did probably their famous one was The Devil in Me. You'll know it.
It rings a bell.
You'll know it. And they what a fucking band they were. And they just did, like, I don't mean did nothing into it, but you know, they were so good, they were so fucking good, and they did nothing really in the grand scheme of it. You know, when you've got lesser folk selling millions, I mean, they did absolutely nothing commercially. You know, alright, people know them and that, but no, that was a crime, because their stuff was great. Or there's a really good guitar player, and he's not that underrated if you know the Black Crowes. Mark Ford, and I always shout for Mark Ford. I've seen him a good few times in live, but he's not that well on his own. He's not that well known, but he's a great guitarist, and he was great in the Black Crowes. To me, the Black Crowes don't exist unless he's playing with them, and he doesn't always. You know, depending on what drugs they're doing or who's fell out with who. Yeah. And anybody that's listening or watching, there's a really good live Black Crowes DVD. It's live at the Fillmore, and that's just a masterclass in how to play a gig and how to play well. They actually kind of channel the kind of Allman Brothers a wee bit, and it's just amazing. And Mark, he's kind of running the show, and him and Steve Gorman, the drummer, you just see the interplay with they two. And they look at each other, and they're bossing the whole band. I mean, the brothers, like the two brothers, get the kind of, they're a bit like the kind of Oasis thing, but they get the kind of media attention. But it's they're the players. They're the midfield, putting the balls in, sort of thing. So I go with Mark Ford, because I've seen like gigs he's played, and he's playing in fucking it's like almost like a fucking family barbecue, and you're like, fuck it, that's Mark Ford, you know. It's like just doesn't make much sense to me, but I've always shouted for him, so I'll go with that as my answer. Cool. So could you please give a shout out to your sister?
Alright.
I said I would ask. I said so I'm just passing on.
Aye, and I hit this to Aaron as well. Alright, he'll watch it. He's too busy thinking about himself.
Aye.
Self-centred wee individual.
Too much bad language.
Exactly, man.
I've heard his speech. Yeah.
Exactly. Sticking everybody in for their swearing.
Aye. Mikey Stair from the Pure Mints podcast.
They're nice, aren't they?
They're lovely, and they always
Have you been on the podcast?
I think so, yeah.
Battle of the Podcasters.
Well, no, I don't.
You're going on the podcast, ain't it? Battle of the Podcasters. Going on singing.
Aye, Blood versus Oasis, you think? So, Mikey, thanks very much again for your very interesting question. If you could be anywhere else in the world right now besides where you're currently parked up recording, beside each other, because I'm expecting proper good romantic cheese from at least one of you. I love you, man.
I love you, man.
Where would it be?
What, anywhere?
Aye. Should we just own up that we dropped the phone?
Aye.
Right, we dropped the phone.
That's how much
Okay.
of fucking. We
Oh,
have
just-
not got one fucking clue what we're doing. We've not got the right gear. We've not got anything. And the wee
It's
staff
the-
thing that I got, I think I got it off of fucking Amazon for a tenner.
It's the worst fucking.
It
produced-
filled in there.
Aye.
So let's just get things open, out in the open.
We're kind of honest. Like
Honest engine.
we own what we do
Ah,
wrong.
exactly. So where would I rather be at this moment in time? What was the question again?
Aye, if you could be anywhere else in the world right now, like other than here, obviously.
Where would I like to be? I'd like to be somewhere hot, I think. I'd like to be somewhere hot. Somewhere. Do you know what? I don't really care. I'm not you, man. I'm not really a material dude, man. Do you know what I mean? But see, being somewhere hot, being healthy, being happy, and most importantly, innit, you could just be comfortable, just being comfortable in your own skin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of a no having any, kind of a sitting relaxing, no worries, no anxiety. Do you know what I mean? Probably that. You know what I mean? Because you could get in there, couldn't you?
Do you think if you had that, it's like, is it the magic bullet though? Say like you were on a beach somewhere with all the things you've described. Do you think that would be the magic bullet, and you wouldn't feel anxious anymore, or your fears would be?
I don't know, man. It's a hard question, isn't it? Because the next thing you need to start, your head just comes in, right, I need to say this, I need to say that,
Yeah.
I need to say Kirsty, I need to say my man, I need to mention Aaron, do you know what I mean? So you're kind of you know what I mean? It's nice, isn't it, that you've got people and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I think I would just like to be kind of I don't think it matters where it is, see, just being kind of comfortable in my own skin, that's the goal. Do you know what I mean? Obviously I'd love to be able to kind of be sitting kind of a songwriter for a living. Do you know what I mean? And touring and doing all that sort of a stuff, and like making a real kind of a success of our art and stuff like that. I would love to be doing that, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it's kind of a through me that actually, because I don't really know.
Yeah,
How about
that's
you?
right. I'm a bit like you. I think the place is what you make it. So you can be somewhere that's shite, but if you're happy and you're content in that place, then it's okay. I mean, it's what I said early doors for the first podcast, was like, I like to take a lot of street photography and that, and I don't tend to go to the most salubrious of places. I'm not looking for poverty, fucking porn or nothing. I'm just meaning that you can still find beauty and soul in places that aren't necessarily that picturesque.
Oh, definitely, man.
You know,
definitely. Because you could be sitting in it, you could be sitting in a big £1 million house,
being
have
totally
everything
void
and be totally unhappy.
Aye.
Sitting like kind of away somebody that you don't connect with and you don't.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? But where would you rather be? Would you rather be in that, or would you rather be in a wee council flat with somebody that you can go in and kind of, you don't need to kind of even put the telly on. You can kind of sit and laugh and connect and all that. I know what I would rather.
You know, and
I'd rather the £1 million house. Oh, I can Kirsty. I'm here fucking knickers and a twist.
but like superficial sort of thing is, you go to fly out to Ibiza and do the beach thing and just never come back. But I think if it is about where else would you rather be, like that's peace and contentment in your
Exactly,
in
that's
yourself.
the goal, man, innit? That is the goal.
You know, it's like as George Harrison says, it's you've got to find it.
Exactly.
You know,
the whole world's your life's about the chasing.
It's up to you to go and find it, wherever and whatever that is.
Yeah, he found it, didn't he?
I think
became
so.
at peace with himself, didn't he? He just got into the old
Yeah.
Eastern stuff, didn't he, at a young age?
Aye. No, that's not for everybody.
No.
You know, but
Not at all.
So yeah, go with that then.
Cool, man.
So how's this night
It's
been?
fucking killing me, man.
Is it? Aye. Is it louting?
It is actually.
Aye.
It is stinging, man.
Yeah.
I need some cream on
Mind
it.
when Rodney get burnt on the
Oh,
Sunday?
don't.
That's all like that.
Oh, that's class, man. Tell you, runners.
So it looks like a swan vest.
Oh, fucking brilliant, man.
It's been another fucking enjoyable hour.
It
I
has,
think.
actually.
Not for anyone else, but
Well, sorry.
I can't be arsed anymore.
Okay.
Right, I'm losing all I love. Right, so Mona from the Pure Mints podcast, once again, thank you very much, Mona. Some bit of feedback as well. We loved episode 2, guys. You are smashing it. I think that's what she says.
Thank you.
Right, so question for episode 3: if you could swap vocals or guitar for one day with any artist for one day, who would it be?
I know whose voice I'd like.
Right. Is that what that means? Is that what the question means?
Aye, well, if I was to take, I could swap vocals with somebody for one day.
So you're
and
like...
you could swap guitars.
Okay.
So I know who I would like to.
Right,
I
well,
know I would like who I'd like to have their voice for a day. If that's the question.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, I'll accept that.
Tom York.
Really?
That guy's an incredible. Do you know what? It's funny that because was it yesterday? Or the day before? I was actually listening to. I don't know. I'm right into listening to isolated stuff. See isolated bass lines and guitar parts.
You know the one that did me in? It was the isolated bass on "Give Me Shelter."
It's out of tune and everything.
It's
mental and it fits in the mix.
It's fucking awful.
Oh man!
But when you hear it, you can't unhear it again.
It's all the other place.
And if you listen to the original, it's really low in the mix, which you don't tend to really kind of. That blew my mind.
So I'm all about the isolated shit on YouTube, and I was listening to Tom York's isolated vocal on Airbag. And it was just fantastic.
So he's another not used auto-tune or anything. You know,
apparently he done that with Fake Plastic Trees, I think, in one or two takes or something. Unbelievable voice, unbelievable range. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what it is. I just think that Tom York has got an incredible voice. Seen him live a couple of times, and he always sounds good live, man. Do you know what I mean? And he's just got that range where he can be quite monotone and flat, but he can scream, he can take it up. He's got a range that covers anything, and I think it's I think the kind of songs that Radiohead make, it's just because they're just pure musicians, that mob, man, aren't they? And they take it to him, and and they're already excellent songs, but he takes even that his vocal in Paranoid Android it's a masterpiece. That song it's just incredible, man. He's just all over the place. Do you know what I mean? He's up, he's down, it's just fantastic, man. So that's probably maybe different from what people thought I would pick.
I wasn't.
That's who I would go with.
That's another go at your. No. You're quite happy with that?
I'll take Tom York's voice.
Tom York, nice one.
Oh yeah.
Got a few.
You only pick one.
Oh fuck. Because it's the usual thing about not trying to be too cool or contrived or that, but it came to me when you're talking, not through like Tom York or anything, but just try to think who. You know, it would be really fucking cool to be Steve Cropper at Booker T and AMGs, you know, Green Onions, but they were also the house band for Stax Records.
Really?
Aye. So they're on every.
Fuck's sake.
They're on every. Like, I'm talking as a guitar player, like you'd be.
So they're like the Wrecking Crew sort of.
Aye, they're taking care of business. So, like, to be involved with, you know, even in that area that they lived, that they recorded, you know, with the two black guys, two white guys in the back, you know, just everything about it is, especially of that time when it, you know, it was just to be all those different singers coming through that studio and all the artists and the songs that was made there, you know, and to be basically on every tune. And I'm not saying that I'd listen to that every day, but I'm a huge fan of Stax. I've always loved Stax over Motown every day, and no offence to Motown, but like, I've always loved Stax compared with Motown. But it's like the kind of Stevie Cropper thing, you know. So yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not like known. I don't sound like him, or you know, don't really have him down as a massive influence in terms of how I approach guitar, but I think to be there with all that would be something else. And the only other thing I was maybe going to say was Peter Frampton and Humble Pie when they did the live at the film, like, to be on that stage playing those tunes with Marriott and Jerry Shirley and you know, Greg Ridley and all that, and to be playing those tunes and being part of that band, and like, that's one of my favourite ever albums. And to be the kind of fucking lead guitar player in that, so that would be. Or I've done it again. Dwayne Allman and Layla. So you're not Clapton, but you're
Says riff,
you're
innit?
his foil. You're basically drawing Layla out of Clapton. I mean, that's kind of what happened. You know, he kicked the sessions on. He gave them that turbocharge that you wouldn't have had that sound. You might have had Layla.
One of the greatest riffs of all
But
time,
you wouldn't expect. I mean, fucking how biblical is it in Goodfellas? You know, fuck's sake.
What was it? Keith Richards says. What was it he says? Guitar solos come and go, but riffs live forever.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Brilliant,
true. So I love had 3. That's been a bit cheeky, but
That's
yeah,
good.
that would be 3 I've thought of. So I hope that answers your question.
Yep.
Aye, so will we go and have some halloumi wraps?
We'll wrap up because my snout is
You
fucking
do look
stinging,
like
man.
you've been fucking
stinging. I need some
you do look
Pure
like
in
you've
it.
been at it.
I do.
Yeah, I hope you haven't
No.
gone to the dark side again.
Not at
So,
all.
that's
Not
good.
at all.
That's
No.
good.
But it is, you know, I mean, I'm not making excuses here, but
Like,
it's
I can just open the pot of cream and you just fucking do that, get it right in there, you know.
as if I'm at Oliver Reed's party.
Well, I'm afraid it's not the finest Peruvian.
Exactly.
Right, shall we say cheerio?
Thank you, man.
And
Thank you for listening.
I always think of a song, one of your song titles, but I can't think. For every mountain there is a
There's
climb.
a climb. There is.
And if you've got this far, you've definitely
Thank you.
climbed the mountain.
Thanks for every like, comment, question, listen. It's greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much. Peace out, onwards, much love.